Hello, all of you join fast. Hello, join fast. Hello, so far only 18 students joined. All of you join fast. Okay, So in the last class, we discussed about the steady state heat conduction, one-dimensional steady state heat conduction for a single plane wall. If you take a single material and if there are temperature differences between T1 and T2, and if the thickness of the material L and heat transfer rate can be calculated by using temperature difference divided by thermal resistance. So like that, you can apply this one-dimensional heat conduction if more than single material. For example, in the furnaces, there may be brick wall, like steel material and insulating material. Like that, in the industries and in the furnaces, there are combination of different materials. Then we can call it as, if heat transfer takes place through a wall consisting of two or more materials, then we can call it as a composite wall. So here, one-dimensional heat transfer. Heat transfer, how do you calculate heat transfer? Q in a composite wall. Composite wall means more than two materials. Material A, material B, material C. And here, heat is transferred through this wall. Composite wall. Composite means combination of two materials or more than two materials. For example, there are three materials. If we combine three materials, heat is transferred from left hand to right hand. Heat transfer rate. How do we calculate this heat transfer rate Q? And temperature at the left surface T1, temperature at the right surface T4. In between T1 here, in between A and B material, temperature T2. In between B and C material, temperature T3, T4. So the temperature variation is temperature profile. Temperature profile will be like this. So temperature decreases from T1 to T2 and further decreases from T2 to T3 and further decreases from T3 to T4. So the temperature profile. So linear in nature because so we are considering the one-dimensional heat transfer along the x direction. So the temperature profile has that of a single plane wall. Here also the temperature profile linear in nature, and here the three materials, material A, material B, material C. Heat is being transmitted or transferred through the three materials. So what is the heat that is given to the this composite material at the inlet? That much of amount of heat is coming out. That's why heat is same. It is same through all the three materials and at the entrance as well as at the exit. And here temperature T1, temperature T2, temperature T3, temperature T4, and material A, material B, material C, and the point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. And this is a schematic diagram for a composite wall. For same as that of single plane wall, you can draw electrical circuit for the combination of three materials, material A, material B, material C. So temperature T1 to T2, in between the material A. The RA is the resistance offered by the material for heat transfer pass through the material A, Q. So RA is the RA resistance, thermal resistance offered by the thermal conduction resistance offered by the material A. RB, thermal conductance resistance offered by the material B. And RC, thermal resistance offered by the material C. But how do you calculate thermal resistance? This is the electrical analogy, electrical circuit between, so overall temperature drop, overall temperature difference T1 to T4. In between the T2, T3, but overall T1 to T4. In between the resistances, resistance offered by the material A. This is a resistance offered by the material B. This is a resistance offered by the material C. But in the conduction, how do you calculate thermal resistance? L by Ka. In the last class, on Friday I have given for a single plane wall, thermal resistance can be calculated by using the formula L by Ka. L, thickness of the material. K, thermal conductivity of the material. A, this area, normal area. For material A, La by Ka. A, area is same. This is area, that is same for material A, material B, material C. So normal area or perpendicular area. So La by Kaa for the material A. And for the material B, Lb by Kba. For the material C, Lc by Kca. So this is electrical circuit. Corresponding is composite wall. This is a corresponding electrical analogy. Now, if we take the material A, how do you calculate heat transfer rate passing through the material A from the Fourier's law of heat conduction? Fourier's law of heat conduction, Q is equal to minus K A area, A subscript A for metal A, minus Ka into normal area into T2 minus T2, temperature T2 minus T1 by thickness La. La is the thickness of the material A. So that much heat is again giving to the material B. That's why that is equal to, here also the heat is same. What is the heat that is passes through the material A is equal to is the material heat transfer to the material B. That is equal to heat transfer to the material C. So that's why for the first material, from the Fourier's law of heat conduction, minus Ka dt by dx. Heat transfer Q is equal to minus Ka dt by dx minus K, thermal conductive material A, Ka into area, normal area, into temperature drop T2 minus T1. Temperature difference T2 minus T1 minus. Otherwise, if you remove the minus, Ka A into T1 minus T2 divided by delta X, thickness of the material La. So that is equal to heat transfer for the material. What is the material that is heat transfer coming through the material A is equal to heat transfer passing through the material B. So that's why this heat transfer rate is equal to, for the material B, minus Kb into A into T3 minus T2. T3, temperature at the interface between the material B and the C. T3 minus T2. So divide by Lb. So thickness of the material B. Kb, thermal conductivity material B, area A, T3 minus T2, divided by thickness of the material B, Lb. That is equal to minus Kc. So third material, minus Kc A into T4 minus T3, divided by Lc, thickness of the material for the third material. So there are simultaneous equation. Solving one equation, equation 2, equation 3. Solving the three simultaneous equations, the heat flow is written as, so Q is equal to, if you solve all these equations, finally you get, so heat transfer rate Q is equal to T1 minus T4. T1 minus T4 divided by, so thickness offered by the material, thermal resistance, thermal resistance offered by the material A plus thermal resistance offered by the material B plus thermal resistance offered by the material C. So T1 minus T2 divided by La by Kaa plus Lb by Kba plus Lc by Kca. So these three materials are in series. So that's why here thermal resistance, how do you calculate? So series R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So if you apply the thermal electrical analogy, the thermal resistance for the three materials and overall thermal resistance is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So R1 La by Kaa, resistance offered by material A. R2 resistance offered by the thermal resistance offered by the material B. R3 thermal resistance offered by material C. So Lc by Kca. So that's why heat transfer rate, by solving these three equations, heat transfer rate for the composite wall, Q is equal to T1 minus T4. Overall temperature drop, T1 minus T4 divided by the sum of the resistance offered by the individual materials. So otherwise, so thermal resistance is in series, that you have to add all the resistances because all the three materials are in series. Instead of that, if the materials are in parallel, so 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. If they are in series, R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So heat flow Q is equal to, so how do you calculate temperature potential difference, thermal potential difference, temperature drop, R, just like voltage drop, here temperature drop. That is the thermal potential difference. In the electrical technology, voltage difference, potential difference, or voltage potential difference. In the case of thermal circuit, thermal potential difference divided by thermal resistance. So for if the three materials are in series, you have to add the resistance offered by the material A plus resistance offered by the material B plus resistance offered by the material C. So heat flow is equal to thermal potential difference by thermal resistance. Just like electrical analogy here also. So here current flow, in the earlier case, current flow, heat electrical analogy, current flow is equal to voltage potential difference divided by the electrical resistance. In the case of heat transfer system, heat flow, heat transfer is equal to thermal potential difference by thermal resistance. The overall okay, that's about for composite wall. Next, if you take any wall material with steel or aluminum or copper, and the left side of the wall is exposed to one convective environment, that is fluid A, and the right side of the wall is exposed to other second convective environment with fluid B. So like that, and here convective resistance, here conduction resistance through the material. So it is transferred through the material through conduction. Here within the liquid, within the fluid A, convective heat transfer. Next right side within the fluid B, convective heat transfer. So convective heat transfer 1, convective heat transfer 2. In between there is conduction heat transfer. That's why if you combined convection, conduction, again convection, then we will get the overall heat transfer. So we have to call it as overall heat transfer. Overall for this, earlier Q is equal to HA delta T in the convection environment. In the convection environment, how do you calculate heat transfer? In the convection environment, how do you calculate heat transfer? In the convection environment, Q is equal to, from the Newton's law of cooling, Q is equal to HA delta T. From that, so Q is equal to delta T divided by 1 by HA. That's why the convective resistance 1 by HA. So if you combine convection, conduction, then there is overall heat transfer coefficient will come into picture. So what is overall heat transfer coefficient? That is also very, very important point here. Overall heat transfer coefficient. So overall heat transfer through a plane wall. So here a convective fluid. So temperature of the fluid A, and convective transfer coefficient H1 for the fluid A, convective transfer coefficient H1, and temperature at the left face T1, temperature at the right face T2, and here convective fluid B with a convective transfer coefficient H2, and the temperature of the fluid B TB, and thickness of the material L. Thickness of the material L. So heat transfer rate Q. Heat transfer rate Q. How do we calculate? So here temperature difference, overall temperature TA minus TB. Overall temperature difference. So here convection, left side convection TA, and right side final temperature drop from TA to TB. In between there are two temperatures, T1 and T2. So overall temperature of TA minus TB. That's why overall temperature drop TA minus TB. So TA to T1, first resistance. So convective resistance offered between TA, temperature TA and T1. That is convective resistance 1 by H1A, 1 by HA. That is convective transfer coefficient. This area, normal area. So for the fluid 1, H1 is the convective heat transfer coefficient for the fluid 1 or fluid A. So that is 1 by H1A. So don't confuse about this A and don't confuse about area. So TA subscript, the temperature of the fluid A. Here temperature fluid B. But this area is normal area of the block. This material area, surface area, left side, that is equal to surface area at the right side. That is the area. So for the first thermal resistance offered for the fluid A by the fluid A, 1 by H1A, that is convective environment, convective heat transfer environment. And once the temperature drops from TA to T1, TA to T1, next through conduction, it is being transferred within the material, solid material through conduction. So temperature drops from T1 to T2. T1 to T2. Again, temperature drops from T2 to TB. So conduction T1 to T2. So what is the conduction resistance? L by Ka. So where L is the thickness of the material, K is the thermal conductivity of the material, A is the area, this area, normal area, L by Ka. And temperature T1 to T2, temperature drop. Again, second convective environment, T2 to TB. So second convective 1 by H2A, 1 by H2A. That's the convective environment with the fluid B, and H2 is the convective transfer coefficient for the fluid B, and 1 by H2. Area is same. This area, that is perpendicular normal area or surface area of the left side, surface area at the right side. So for this overall heat transfer coefficient, how do you calculate overall heat transfer coefficient? That is very, very important. If you combining conduction and convection, here convection 1, next conduction and convection 2. Combining the convection heat transfer and conduction heat transfer. How do you calculate heat transfer rate? Heat transfer rate Q. So consider the plane wall. Exposed to a hot fluid A on one side, and a colder fluid B on the other side. The heat transfer is expressed by Q is equal to, here for the fluid A. So H1, that is the here convective transfer coefficient. H1 from the Newton's law of cooling, convective heat transfer H1A into T1. Okay, TA is more than that of T1. That's why TA minus T1. That is equal to what is the heat that is flowing through the fluid A? The same amount of heat transferred through the block or material. Ka, thermal conductivity K, and area, normal area, into T1 minus T2. Because we are minus, not taking a minus Ka. That's why Ka we are taking. That's why T1 minus T2. T1 is more than that of T2. So T1 minus T2 divided by L. What is L? Thickness of the material. So that is equal to, that much heat is being transferred to the fluid B. That's why H2A into T2 minus TB. T2 minus TB. Temperature drop from T2 to TB. That's why H2A into T2 minus TB. And the overall heat transfer is calculated as, by solving these equations, simultaneous equation, as that of earlier analysis, composite wall analysis, here also, you can solve this simultaneous equations, and finally you'll be getting heat transfer rate Q is equal to overall temperature drop, the TA minus TB, overall temperature drop, overall thermal potential difference, TA minus TB, divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3. So thermal resistance offered by the fluid A and thermal resistance thermal conduction resistance offered by the material, this material, and here thermal resistance offered by the fluid B. That's why what is the first thermal resistance? 1 by H1A. That's why TA minus TB, overall temperature drop, overall from TA to TB. So TA minus TB. So TA minus TB, overall temperature drop divided by 1 by H1A, 1 by H1A. That is convective heat transfer thermal resistance offered by the convective medium. Plus L by Ka, conduction resistance, L thickness divided by Ka. So conduction resistance offered by the L by Ka, conduction resistance offered by the material, solid material, plus 1 by H2A. So convective thermal resistance offered by the fluid B, 1 by H2A. H2A is the convective transfer coefficient for the convective environment of fluid B and divided by area. So divide by 1 by H2A, where L by Ka is the conduction resistance and 1 by H1A or 1 by H2A. 1 by HA is the convective resistance. The overall heat transfer by combining or by combined conduction convection is frequently expressed in terms of an overall heat transfer coefficient U. This is very, very important. So from this, Q is equal to overall heat transfer coefficient 1 by this one. Area, if you take area, common area to top. So here UA into delta T overall temperature drop from TA to TB. So delta T overall UA. This area common, this area you can take top. So, and but what is U? That is, what is U? 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. 1 by, that is U. So here, so where the A is the some suitable area for the heat flow and the overall heat, U is the overall heat transfer coefficient. U is the overall heat transfer coefficient. So U is equal to, the overall heat transfer coefficient U is equal to 1 by this one, 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. So 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. If you take the area top here, from this, you can take area here. You can take this area. You can take it common out 1 by A. And if you take the area to the top, that A into U, A into TM and TB divided by 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. That's why you can take U as, very, very important this point. All of you listen very carefully. This point is very, very important. So U is equal to overall heat transfer coefficient. Overall heat transfer coefficient U is equal to 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2, or 1 by U is equal to 1 by U is equal to 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. You can easily remember like this. 1 by U, where U is the overall heat transfer coefficient. 1 by U is equal to 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. So here U is the overall heat transfer. Why we are calling it overall? Because we are combining conduction heat transfer with convective heat transfer. So that's why we are calling the overall heat transfer coefficient. Just like Q is equal to HA delta T in the convective environment, Q is equal to HA delta T. H, convective transfer coefficient. Here we can call U. So if you combine convection, conduction, and then you can calculate heat transfer Q is equal to U, overall heat transfer coefficient, into area, into delta T overall here. Delta T overall temperature drop. Okay, na? So this formula is very, very important. This is very, very important. This is also very, very important. And how do you calculate overall heat transfer coefficient? U is equal to 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. Otherwise, you can remember easily like this. You can remember easily like this. 1 by U is equal to 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. Okay, na? Okay. That's how overall transfer coefficient and composite wall. Composite wall. So we'll solve two problems on this composite wall. Now, after that, we'll go for the overall heat transfer coefficient. Problem on overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay, na? So a reactor wall. First problem. All of you listen carefully. All of you listen the this analysis of problem and don't follow this directly without practicing. So you have to practice the problems with a rough notebook in your house or at your home. All of you practice number of problems. Then only heat transfer problem will be, you can easily answer any type of problem. Just listening is not at all sufficient or not at all sufficient. So listen first, and after that you practice number of problems on this heat transfer analysis. So now heat transfer analysis for composite wall. This composite wall consists of two material A, material B. Okay, a reactor wall consists of two materials. Material A, that is inner layer of fire brick. Material A, fire brick, and covered with a layer of insulation. Material B is insulating material. So fire brick material and insulating material. So thickness of the material, thickness of the wall. So L, thickness of the this complete. What is this one? Reactor wall. Reactor wall thickness is 320 mm. So a reactor wall 320 mm thick is made up of an inner layer of fire brick. This one, inner layer fire brick. This is outer layer fire brick. Inner layer fire brick of thermal conductivity. What is the material A? Thermal conductivity Ka. Thermal conductivity material A. What is that one? 0.84 watt per meter Kelvin. Covered with a layer of insulation. That is this one, material B. Thermal conductivity material B, insulating material thermal conductivity. K is equal to 0.16 watt per meter Kelvin. Watt per meter Kelvin. The reactor operates at a temperature of 1325 degrees, 1325 degrees centigrade. Reactor inside temperature 1325 degrees centigrade, and insulation outside temperature here, insulating outside temperature here, insulation outside temperature here, the T1, T2, T3. T1 1325 degrees centigrade. T3 insulating material outside temperature 25 degrees centigrade. Insulation outside temperature 25 degrees centigrade. And determine the thickness of the fire brick. So he has given the thickness of the total wall, but he has not given the thickness of the material A. He has not given the thickness of the material B. So you have to find out LA is the thickness of the material A. LB is the thickness of the material B. So in between the temperature T2, 1200 degrees centigrade. So that is also given. Determine the thickness of the fire brick and insulation, which gives minimum heat loss. If you provide insulating material to this wall, reactor wall, heat transfer reduces from the here, more heat is required for reaction purpose. So you can avoid the heat transfer from the reactor to outside environment if you provide insulating material. Insulating material does not allow it to transfer from the reactor to the outside environment. Then you can more heat temperature available in the reaction. That's why more energy, heat energy is available. That's why you have to provide insulating material. So determine the thickness of the fire brick and insulation, which gives minimum heat loss. So you have to find out LA, you have to find out LB. What is LA? Here LA is equal to thickness of the material A. LB is equal to thickness of the material B. But total thickness L is equal to 320 mm. So total thickness 320 mm. LA is equal to L minus LB, or LB is equal to L minus LA. So LA 320 minus LB are 0.32 meters, 320 mm or 0.32 meters. So LA is equal to 0.32 minus LB. Otherwise, LB is equal to 0.32 minus LA. So you can use any one relation to find out LA and LB. So heat transfer rate per unit area not mentioned. That's why for unit area, that is heat flux. Heat transfer per unit area, we can call it as heat flux Q. Therefore, Q is equal to heat flux per unit area. So T1 minus T2, here temperature drop T1 to T2 for the first material. The first you have to calculate thickness of the material A, thickness of the material B. A thickness of the fire brick LA. You have to calculate thickness of the insulating LB. And second bit, calculate the heat loss, presuming that insulating material has a maximum temperature of 1200 degrees centigrade. This is insulating material. So insulating material outside temperature 25 degrees centigrade. So maximum temperature will be more than that of 25. That's why T2, what is the T2 value? Insulating material, a maximum temperature of 1200 degrees centigrade. That's why T2 is equal to 1200 degrees centigrade. T2 is equal to 1200 degrees centigrade. So from the basic thermal conductivity, thermal heat transfer rate for conduction, here conduction only. We are not considering convective environment, not considering convective environment. Only conduction environment or conduction heat transfer we are considering. So for the first material, if you take the material A, how do you calculate overall temperature of T1 minus T2 divided by, so conduction resistance LA by KA. But area, unit area 1. That's why heat transfer rate per unit is small q instead of capital Q, small q. T1 minus T2 divided by LA by KA. Here LA is the thickness of material A, KA is the thermal conductivity of material A. That is equal to, you can consider again T2, T3. That is temperature drop overall T2 to T3. So for say material B, T2 minus T3, material B, T2 minus T3 divided by LB by KB per unit area. Per unit LB by KB A, but A is equal to 1. That is equal to overall heat transfer rate Q is equal to overall temperature drop from T1 to T3. Overall temperature drop from T1 to T3. T1 to T3. That's why, so T1 minus T3, overall temperature of T1 minus T3 divided by, so thermal R1 plus R2. T1 minus T3 divided by R1 plus R2. Resistance offered by metal A plus resistance offered by metal B. R1 LA by KA plus LB by KB. If you use that relation, then substitute the available values. T1 1325 minus T2 1200 divided by LA, that is to find out LA by KA, thermal conductivity material A, thermal conductivity material A 0.84, thermal conductivity material A 0.84. That is equal to, you take this T2 minus T3, T2 1325 minus, you can take any of the equations. That's why I am taking this. This is equal to this T1 minus T2 divided by LA by KA is equal to T2 minus T3 divided by LB minus KB. Otherwise, you can take this one also, T1 minus T3 divided by LA by KA plus LB by KB. But here I am taking this relation, T1 minus T2 by LA by KA is equal to T1 minus T3 by LA by KA plus LB by KB. So here already explained T1 minus T2, T1 1325 minus T2 1200 divided by LA by KA 0.84 is equal to T1 1325 minus T3 25 divided by LA, that is to find out LA by 0.84 plus LB by 0.16. Okay, now you have to simplify this one. So finally, so after simplification, so 105 by LA is equal to 1300 divided by LA by 0.84 plus, but what is LB? 0.32 minus LA. Here, LB is equal to 0.32 minus LA. So LB is equal to 0.32 minus LA. So LA, left hand side LA, right hand side LA. So only one unknown here. So from this equation, you can calculate LA. LA is equal to 28.224 divided by 246.12, 0.11468 meters. LA, thickness of the material A, 0.11468 meters. But how to calculate LB? LB is equal to 0.32. Here, he has given the total thickness 320 mm. That is meters 0.32. So LB is equal to 0.32 minus LA. 0.32 minus LA value, just now calculated. Substitute that value here and you will be getting LB is equal to 0.20532 meters. Next, second bit, heat loss per unit area Q. You can use any of the three equations. So heat transfer rate Q per unit area, small q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by LA by Ka. So heat transfer per unit area, small q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by LA by Ka. So Q is equal to T1 1325, T2 1200 divided by LA, this one LA 0.11468, 0.1146 divided by Ka, thermal conductivity of the material A, 0.84. If you simplify this one, 916.23 watt per meter square. 916.23 watt per meter square. That is one problem. Second problem on this composite wall. So here, problem 2. All of you read the problem 2 very carefully. An exterior wall of a house may be approximated by the composite wall under composite wall may be approximated by a 0.1 meter layer of common brick, A, 0.1 meter thickness of common brick of thermal conductivity 0.7 watt per meter Kelvin, followed by 0.04 meter layer of gypsum plaster. This one B, gypsum plaster thickness 0.04 meter, and thermal conductivity K 0.48 watt per meter Kelvin. Next, what thickness of loosely packed rock wool insulation of thermal conductivity 0.065 watt per meter K, 0.065 watt per meter Kelvin should be added to reduce the heat loss or gain through the wall. Reduce the heat loss through the wall. Heat loss or gain, sometimes gain, sometimes loss will be there. Through the wall by 80%. If you want to reduce the heat transfer by 80%, what amount of thickness of material C, LC, material of the material C, thickness of the material C, thickness of the material C, LC is equal to thickness of the material C. That is to be added to reduce the heat. Initially two materials, and if that Q1, and if you add third material to reduce the heat transfer 80%, what thickness of the, how much thickness of third material should be used? So A, common brick, B, gypsum plaster, C, rock wool material, LA, thickness of the material A, LB, thickness of the material B, LC, thickness of the material C. So yeah, thickness of material A 0.1 meters given, thickness of material B 0.04 meters, but thickness of the material C not given. You name it as X, that is to be calculated now. So thermal conductivity material A 0.7 watt per meter Kelvin. Thermal conductivity material B, thermal conductivity of the material B, Kb is equal to 0.48 watt per meter Kelvin. Thermal conductivity material C, Kc is equal to 0.065 watt per meter Kelvin. So here first there are only two materials A and B, and rock wool insulation not used, case 1. Only two materials. What is the heat transfer? Q1. How do you calculate? Overall temperature difference delta T into area LA by KA. This area LB by KBA. You take this area top. Q1 is equal to, if there are only two materials without the third material C, rock wool insulation not used. If there are only two materials, you name the heat transfer You name the heat transfer as Q1. That is equal to area into overall temperature of delta T divided by L by KA, but area you have taken top. So LA by KA, thermal resistance offered by the material A, plus LB by KB, thermal resistance offered by the material B. So that is equal to A into delta T divided by LA given as 0.1 meters, 0.1 by KA given as 0.7. So 0.1 by 0.7 plus LB given as 0.04 meters, 0.04 divided by KB given as 0.48, 0.48. So that is equation number 1. If there are only two materials, if there is no rock wool is used. But if you use the rock wool, C material C, so there is a reduction of heat transfer by 80%. Reduction of heat transfer by 80%. If there are three materials, A, B, and C, third material rock wool, how much thickness of rock wool should be added? So Q2, if there are three materials, heat transfer at Qt is equal to same area into delta T divided by LA by KA plus LB by KB plus LC by KC. That is equal to area into delta T overall temperature drop, delta T overall temperature drop. So area into delta T divided by LA 0.1 divided by KA 0.7 plus LB 0.04 divided by KB 0.48 plus LC. So that is the thickness of the material C, rock wool. That is to be find out. Name it as X. LC, X by KC, thermal conductivity material C also given. Rock wool thermal conductivity 0.065. Okay, plus X by 0.065. That is the equation number 2. So, but what is the equation relationship here? So if you use the third material, heat transfer rate decreases by 80%. That's why what is the heat that is flowing? If three materials are there, only 20%. That's why the relation is Q2 is equal to, all of you listen very carefully. All of you listen very carefully. If the third material is added, how much it is reduces? 80% it is reduced. But how much amount of heat flowing through all the three materials? If third material is there, so only 20%. That's why, so Q2 heat transfer rate, heat is passing through all the three materials. If the rock wool is added, then that is Q2 is only 20% of Q1. That is 20% of Q1. That is Q2 is equal to 1 minus 0.8 into Q1. That is equal to 20% or 0.2 times of Q1. This relation is very, very important. All of you analyze. Listen very, very carefully. So these type of problems will be coming in the final exams. These type of problems will be coming in the final exam. All of you practice number of problems. So if there are only two materials, how to Q1? You can calculate Q1 with the help of two materials. And if the third material is added, so Q2 can be calculated. Overall temperature divided by resistance, sum of the resistances, thermal resistances. And but LC not given. How much thickness of material of third material C should be added to reduce the heat transfer by 80%. So LC, name the thickness as X, X by 0.065. And heat transfer rate Q2 only. So you are reducing 80%. How much amount of heat is passing through the three materials? If the third material is added, only 20% of Q1. That's why this relation is very, very important. This relation Q2 is equal to 0.2 times of Q1. If you know that relation, then only solve the problem. Otherwise, you may not solve the problem. So it's very, very important. Q2 is equal to 0.2 times of Q1. 80% reduction means only 20% heat is passing through Q2, 20% of Q1. That's why earlier there is 100% Q1. So if you third material is added, so the heat transfer only 20% of Q1 only passing through. That's why Q2 is equal to 0.2 into Q1. But Q2 are the equation A into delta T by this one. So Q2 is equal to A into delta T divided by 0.1 by 0.7 plus 0.04 by 0.48 plus x by 0.065. That is equal to 0.2 times of Q1. 0.2 times of Q1. But what is Q1 value? This one, A into delta T divided by 0.1 by 0.7 plus 0.04 divided by 0.48. 0.04 divided by 0.48. 0.04 divided by 0.48. Here, left hand side A into delta T. Right hand side also A into delta T. Cancel this A into delta T, A delta T, A delta T, A delta T cancel. Only unknown value X. In this equation, only unknown value. But what is X? That is thickness of the rock wool material. So from this equation, so you can get the X value. So X 0.2 into this term 0.1 by 0.7 plus 0.04 divided by 0.48 plus X by 0.065 is equal to, so 0.1 by 0.7 plus 0.04 divided by 0.48. So from this relation, you will be calculating implies X is equal to 0.0588 meters. 0.0588 meters. Generally, that you have to convert into mm. So 58.8 mm. 58.8 mm. So thus the thickness of rock wool insulation should be used is 58.8 mm. Thus the thickness of rock wool insulation should be used is 58.8 mm. How much amount of thickness of this rock wool is should be added in order to reduce the heat transfer by 80%? In order to reduce the heat transfer by 80%, what is thickness of material C? That is rock wool. What is thickness? The thickness of the rock wool insulation should be used is 58.8 mm. Like that. So for composite wall, you can solve problems like this. Conduction heat transfer only. We are considering only conduction heat transfer. So this is very, very important. This type of problem will be coming in the final exam and internal exams also. All of you practice these problems. If you practice, then only it will be easy and you can solve any type of problem. You can solve any type of problem. So in the exam. So we have solved 2 problems on the composite walls. All of you solve number of problems in the, under the topic composite walls, and it is very easy. Only you have to take the equation heat transfer Q overall temperature drop divided by thermal resistance. If there are number of materials are added in series, you have to add the thermal resistances. Thermal resistances. R is equal to R1 plus R2 if they are in series. Okay, na? Any doubt? That's all for today. Tomorrow we'll solve problem on overall heat transfer coefficient. That is by combining convection, conduction, convection and conduction. Combining convection heat transfer, combining conduction heat transfer, then we'll get the overall heat transfer coefficient. Already explained overall heat transfer coefficient. Tomorrow we'll solve a problem on this. Overall heat transfer coefficient U is equal to 1 by H1 plus L by K plus 1 by H2. Okay. So that's all for today. Any doubt on these 2 problems? Okay, tomorrow we'll solve problems on overall transfer coefficient and we'll go for other problems in this conduction. Okay, that's all for today. Any doubt? You can ask.